Good morning, guys. This is day 13 until I am a YouTube millionaire. It's important that I don't just make these videos simply to keep up the pattern. That is important, but it's important that that's not the only thing that I do, because there's such a deluge of nonsense and noise on the internet in the modern era. And it didn't take very long at all. The internet has only been around in any form similar to what it is now for about 30 years. And it's already inundated with nonsense. 95%, not an exaggeration, you can look this up, of the material on the internet is porn, as the conservative people say, so that they don't get blocked or banned or what have you on various platforms. And 4% of the remaining 5% is cat videos. Not bad, don't get me wrong, that's not a bad thing, but it's not really substantive content. Therefore, because there's so much noise out there, it really is critical not just to create a video to create one, but to actually create a video with some valuable information in it. Because it might be the single touch and go that somebody gets with you in their entire life. And the only thing you get is the layering of that idea subconsciously on that individual's mind for the rest of their lives. That's all you get. You get nothing more. But it's not just about the signal, because there is a signal out there that you can find. There also has to be a powerful receiver. We are all transceivers. Transceiver is if you don't already know, it's the technical word for the combination of a transmitter and receiver. Something that both transmits information and receives it. I mean, it doesn't get more poignant than this. I'm sure many of you have probably seen the movie Interstellar. Fantastic movie. Christopher Nolan doesn't make bad movies. He just doesn't. And it's based on a book. But when the main character, Matthew McConaughey, Cooper, when his family is sending signals to him, messages to him when he's in his spacecraft on his journey to the interstellar planets, those are literally, I'm not kidding about this, but pretty much axiomatically, definitionally, prayers. It's even stated in the movie by Cooper's father-in-law. Are you going to sweep that dust up when you're done praying to it? You have to be able to put together the pieces. And the way you do that is be a good receiver. The way the enemy doesn't immediately find you and destroy you when you're trying to produce something good is you decentralize the information. It must be disparate, a diaspora, if you will. But you pick out all those valuable pieces, which are there. You just have to look, be receptive to it, and you can put the picture together. I think I've told in previous videos that I watch this anime, this manga, by a YouTuber called Call Me Arj. It's the Ultra Vegito series. And Ultra Vegito, he's a bad guy in this series, he's not evil, but he's really nasty. He's going through hell. There's 10 layers of hell. In each layer of hell, all the emperors, which are supposedly the most powerful of that particular sector of hell, have characteristics of very powerful entities on the other side of reality. It's because they've gathered certain pieces of the existence in which they live and put it together, distillated it down into who they are in hell. And it's gotten to the apex right now in the series where Vegito is finding out that he's actually Lucifer, the devil, Satan, right? Well, it goes the other way around too. You ever find anybody in your life who just seems a little bit more receptive, a little bit more discerning, and maybe even kind of physically looks like some of our exemplars, our religious exemplars? The information's there. If you centralize it into a singular entity, and God even tells you, allow me to come into you and guide you. We have to choose it. There are thousands, maybe millions, maybe even billions of people on this planet that have the capacity to actually embody certain religious exemplars and become them if the pieces are put together properly. I know people in my own life, very close friends of mine, who look like the spitting image of Jesus. Not only do they look like him, they have all other characteristics. Born on the same date, about the same height, about the same build. Let's see, what else? Carpenters. It's just ironic. I'm thinking of one person in particular. Yeah. And that individual, while being totally human, and being a faithful person like myself, hasn't distillated all the pieces together to actually remember and become that individual fully. But he has the pieces. He's a good dude. Good friend of mine. Who knows? Maybe Jesus is just a good actor. And he's faking it. And he actually is him. But, I know my friend has the capacity to be him, if he allows it. I remember one particular scene in our lives where he was kind of thrown off that I was still pushing even after all the nonsense of the pandemic and all that stuff, and I was still going, and he was thinking to himself, because he was going right along with me. We were working together trying to keep building our businesses. And I saw him look at an icon of Jesus with disdain when we were in a, what was it? It was a Goodwill, right? Because we were trying to find pieces for an Airbnb, stuff to put together a good Airbnb. And I know what he was thinking. He was thinking, wow, Jesus, you failed us. You didn't show yourself. When all this was happening, this is the rapture, isn't it? Or this is the apocalypse. Which, I mean, I guess a lot of people could say in some way, shape, or form that what has happened in the last 5 years has been like that. And I'm writing about this in my story, too. How we distillate ourselves into being those exemplars, in a way. And maybe my friend just doesn't know that he actually is him yet. Because we have to live as human beings. So whatever memories we had before we come here are gone. It's a kaleidoscopic, fractal, little decentralized, thing. It's interesting. But we have to be that signal in the noise. A lot of the time you'll find that if you say things that emotionally pique somebody, they're going to listen to you. That's a powerful signal, aka black and white. Think about it, guys. Anyways, that's all I got for today. Love you all. Peace.